So I got another revelation. Tone Antonio, who I don't even know if that's his real name. The charismatic chameleon. He gets that title. The charismatic chameleon. They don't want this to get out. It's getting out. So Tone, I met Tone in 2021 in August. Well, before that, only because I was hanging out with someone else, and he kind of asked Tone a question, but that was like a brief thing. And from my understanding, that was the first time of me encountering him, but the second time was when we like officially spoke. Okay. Which was August 2021. Um, Long story short, I was like Tone's personal assistant in a sense. More so in a way where like he used my energy, he used my ideas, he used my creativity to his betterment. And I'm not making a lot of noise, so I'm not going to shut up. And so when I asked the universe to show me the truth, right? They showed me Tone. And like, I got this overwhelming feeling of intensity, of like the devil himself, right? And like, yeah, metaphorically, we can be our own worst enemy. But that's if we like let what we're going through wrap us up, right? Anyways, when I saw him as that, I was just like freaking out. However, I still went around him because I couldn't, for one, believe. And it's not like this was just my beginning with spirituality, so I'm pretty smart. Thank you. So as I was saying, yeah, I didn't want to believe that he was the devil in my story. And when all that like conspired, I just started to see his, because of course I told him what I saw and felt, and then I started to see him unfold, like really show his true colors. and my like star, what is this called? I don't know, but it's activated. It's like, but then again, it probably could be the government doing their, like what is it, lobotomy. I think they put stuff in certain people's ears because I didn't have any surgery, not that I know of. So they'll put something in the ears to send shock waves or something to the brain. That's just my thinking, though. Back on topic. So I was still sticking around, like, you get used to a person. And of course, I partook in substances. He wasn't the plug, but it was like, he was more so the connect. Every story that he's told from his childhood was most likely fabricated, in a lie. I was able to pinpoint certain things about his character and the way he presented himself to like everybody, especially if he referred to me as them. I am under investigation as a target, right? As a domestic terrorist. No, I'm not a domestic terrorist. And from my understanding, what they label a domestic terrorist is someone who is going to harm the USA in some type of way. I don't think, like, because I'm still not sure what they really label a domestic terrorist, so that's why I said my understanding. Either way it goes, it was like he put me in this category. And I'm saying that because of what I remember and how he acts like with everyone and the certain power he believes he possesses. People want us to think, oh, it's the white people. I mean, yeah, they're probably in on it, but it'd be your own people. Being spiritual, everyone's my people in a sense to where if they're vibing on my vibration, if I'm on my vibration, but I'm overall a people person. But I'm talking about skin tone wise, your own people. Or your own color, my bad, your own color. So yeah. He would basically show his hand without showing his hand, like he's so malicious and he's a master manipulator. Again, charismatic chameleon. And he's even called himself a chameleon because he blends in wherever he goes. That's what agents do. They're supposed to blend in wherever they go. Long story short, because I still don't think I'm a domestic terrorist. Not I think, I know I'm not a domestic terrorist. They needed something to, basically they needed something to say so that they can, stalk me 24/7 so that they could have cameras sitting all over this house 24/7. It's not that I was in a horrible situation doing horrible things. Don't get me wrong, I was hanging out with people that were doing these things. But me personally, no. The most I did was get high. Yes, partook in sexual relations with my partners. Other than that, these people did so much, which is why they needed me to be in this state of fear, anxiety, stress, same thing, but sadness over, like, just all over the place. And so, in this case, there was a day, I'm like skipping, so there was a night, right, where he looked at me, because I don't know what I did. Like, after a while, you just get fed up with the abuse of not just someone putting their hands on you. Like, he hit me once, but our relationship wasn't a relationship in which he put his hands on me. No, that wasn't the case. However, it was a couple months ago, October 1st, won't forget, where he put his hands on me because of the truth. He got mad because I was telling the truth. And what did they do about it? I did report to the police. And what did they do about it? Nothing. Anyways, in this situation, okay, back to where it was the one day. So one day, something happened. And then he basically told me that he was gonna give the green light. And I'm like, I don't know what that meant. I didn't know what that meant. I don't know what, I didn't know what that meant. And I see it. The green light was basically like the hit on my head or something. The green light meant the stalkers. The green light meant government watch. The green light. Oh my God. Finally, I figured it out. I mean, I knew it, but I didn't know. So it was Tone who put me on this list. This is ridiculous. This is something that people use so recklessly. Like, who has so much power to put someone on a list that, for one, should only be used for real life threats? This is the abuse of power that people talk about. And being that the government and Homeland Security, yeah, the government, but the Homeland Security part, so the DHS, whatever, they are the ones who abuse technology. These are the electricians, these are the techs. You gotta think about these things, you guys. Everything I'm saying gets shadow banned because I am a threat to the liars, to the predators. And I'm so much a threat that they needed to do like this stage. What is it? They're trying to do like a slow kill. Theatrics. It's either we drive her crazy and something happens, or she just gets so down that she's gonna kill herself. Because there was a time too, he was like, what did he say? We had some type of conversation and I drove off. This was when I had a car. He was like, it's gonna get so bad that I'm gonna wanna kill myself. But he said that you're gonna wanna kill yourself. Um, like, it'd be the ones you least suspect. Like, when I tell you that he hired someone to come and be my boyfriend, it was true. Like, he hired someone to come and be my boyfriend. Um, for the most part, he himself is a sociopath. But it's like borderline psychopath because he'll have other people do his dirty work. So, in a sense, it's still a sociopath, right? But I'm not saying that his hands are fully clean because technically they're not. Back to the story. He put me on the government watch list. And I'm not a criminal or anything like that, and something needs to be done. It's just gotten so bad because it's like, what do you do when the government's like in on it, in on it? As for, like, as far as this, this like goes, it's like people have to understand we the people are we are sensual people, right? We sense things, we feel, I mean, for the most part, we're supposed to, we do our best to, but there's a lot of people who don't. And they take advantage of the people who, to them, are lower class. And being that money is something that people believe cures their needs, then someone's gonna sell you out for money. They sold me for gold and silver. So they basically, and plus they go by the Bible, right? And being that these people go by the Bible, that they don't even follow, they're using allegories. They're using moral stories, right? like a story that is said so you can learn a lesson to steer someone straight. Quote unquote, resist the devil and he will flee. This is a narrative that they want for everyone's life, the Bible. Knowing that the Bible was altered and things were taken out and things were added. And when it comes to the Bible, I remember Tony even asking me, he was like, what does the Bible stand for? And of course everyone says, and I said, basic instructions before leaving Earth. And this is where, I can honestly think and say, like, okay, if they're basing people's life on a Bible that they don't even adhere to themselves, why is it that the people who have their own belief system and are not out here stealing, killing, or destroying get the most heat out of this situation? Because I really believe that God is everything. And having an understanding that energy is everything, what makes someone think that they can disturb my energy all because they themselves feel superior? I am being watched by predators. Predators. We all are. They say, oh, the mafia or whatever runs the government, this, that, and third. But in reality, if the government wanted to go cause havoc on a mafia, they will. So it's more so the mafia works for the government. And I know that. They want to do all this fear mongering and put on fake news and this, that, and the third. Like, I'm not stupid. You guys are after me because I know the truth and I'm enlightened. And you guys are abusing your power. DHS, Homeland Security, works with or alongside ICE, Immigration. I don't know the acronym of ICE right now. But they work hand in hand. And so when it comes to having access to putting cameras everywhere, of course they're going to put cameras everywhere. there was an episode of Family Guy or South Park where there's a security guard watching the cameras, right? And he's in this room filled with cameras, and it's cameras that were put in people's bathroom. There's cameras in his bathroom, and he was watching people do any and everything in the bathroom. And this is one of the reasons why I loved watching cartoons. So yeah, long story short, a federal agent basically put a hit out on my head because he was butthurt. Because I told the truth. Because I'm the one who was smart enough to understand and know, even when I didn't know everything. Because what does the great Socrates say? I feel like he only said that though because he knew stuff that he because he knew stuff and he didn't want to, I don't know. So it's like, yes, there's certain things that I know and certain things that are probably worse than what I imagine. I know the truth hurts. So it's like, yeah, they're not only doing like the MK Ultra, they're doing the trafficking and all of the above. They only sent KJ in so that he'd be the fall guy. Because, you know, you need a fall guy. And they totally use their abuse of power. Electricians, too, they work with energy all the time. A lot of them are in cults, especially knowing that they can manipulate energy. It's interesting enough to know that someone who studies magic, right, who does magic, who manipulates energy, how they use mirrors to peek into someone's life. These mirrors are two-way mirrors. Because it's not like there's someone on the other side, being that the other side of this would be a room, unless it's not a room, and unless that there's someone in the walls, which can be possible. Which means that there possibly can be someone watching from the other side. But for the most part, it's probably cameras. I think of everything because it's always mostly all of the above. All the pieces add up, and I finally found the last piece. It's crazy because, like, I don't think people understand how just one person can have your life go into a world. I'm in a whirlwind. Like, yes, he took advantage of many people. And a lot of people got PTSD from it. They don't want this to get out because they know that they messed up. They used a bad plant, and this plant infected a multitude of people, a whole community. They want me to believe that the tarot that I watch and stuff, like, it's like the storyline that they're, trying to push. No, I'm not stupid. I know what I know. And the unknown, does that scare me? No. Because the unknown is death. And people want you to fear death. They think getting rid of me makes everything go away, but it doesn't. I don't follow what these people follow. Like, I'm not saying that the people in the Bible weren't real people. Like, I think these people were real. However, Jesus, or Yeshua, Yeshua lived and supposedly had descendants. But I'm thinking like this. Say if, okay, boom, a descendant of Yeshua, Christ, right? which is said to be a consciousness. We can alter our DNA by and through enlightenment. And it's crazy because they say, okay, Jesus died at 33, but that's not the age he died at. He reached a level of so much enlightenment that I believe he just gave himself up because he knew how the world was. Yeah. And they say it's through the blood of Jesus that, our sins would be forgiven. It's more so that if you think one bit that my level of consciousness means that I'm just going to give up my blood, my life for you people, you're wrong. And being that you're going by your Bible, which you're not going by, the meek, me, will inherit the earth. And they say Jesus comes back, right? I just got Eminem, Guess Who's Back? Back again. That is funny. Yeah, nothing's going to happen to me but justice and victory. I am so rich in spirit that it has to happen in this life, in this 3D realm, and it will. It is. I know that. And I'm not going to let anybody tell me different. Because if you want to get technical, say something happens to me, it's not no accident, it's not no revenge plot thing, no. It's them abusing their power and just, no matter, like, who cares if the truth is out? People are going to believe what they want to believe regardless, right? So they think my knowing is a threat in that they don't like to be threatened. These people pay for people to lie. With the cause of to save their own butt. So if you're going to be technical and actually follow a book, then the ones who are of the devil need to be cast away. That's their principle. Mine is people should have consequences and should be held accountable. And knowing that everything that is happening for humanity's greatest good. Because again, I believe the Galactic Federation is the one to control the planets. Alien, set apart. I am an alien who has been alienated, which is fine. Because I'm not even lying, I died before, bro. And I know this because they brought me back to life. The aliens. Yeah, they did. Like, I'm getting a freaking... Yeah, this is the star crown up here. So you're right. Okay, sorry guys. I don't like to think everything's the government. But my crown, it, like, you know when you go into a state of meditation and how it, like you just feel it? And it's up here. Yeah, so I died before. And you see this tooth? That tooth was way smaller, thinner. In my previous body. And the fact that yes, I've had braces, but the braces wouldn't have made this bigger. That doesn't make sense. Yes, it'll probably close it in, but this tooth is bigger than what it was. So when it comes to different dimensions and stuff and timelines, I was brought back on the same timeline, just different dimension. That makes sense to me. And I say this because there was a, I don't know, there was like a gap in my months or something, years maybe, because I was thinking certain family members were a year younger or older than what they actually were when their birthday came around. So there was a year of something. Yeah, I was kidnapped. I mean, being that it's my home, I wasn't actually kidnapped. But it's the aliens. So I guess in this year of time, I was with the aliens. Yes, this stuff sounds like, oh, crazy, blah, blah. No, this is real life. But they erase your memory so you don't remember. Like, would you think about it? You have to understand how people or the government label aliens as bad well, for one, they said, for the longest they said that they weren't real. But the aliens actually run the whole show. The government thinks that they do. They don't. And that's why I am certain that I am here to stay and here to help humanity. There's like no doubt about that. Yeah, when I say I have a freaking field, like I'm just like, when I say I have a force field, I have a force field that protects me. The force is with me. Like Star Wars isn't really about war in the, like yeah, it's about war in the ethers, but it's also about being in 3D and having that battle, right? Against Darth Vader. Yeah. So it's like, who can and why would someone fear the unknown? When you believe that the unknown will benefit you the most. Like, I already know when I'm gonna die, and it's not now. So when people are afraid to die, like, I already died. It's like, it's kind of like, I don't know, because it's like, oh, I probably don't know everything, but there's a part of me that is saying I do know everything. And so me leaping into the unknown is not me leaping into the unknown, it's me leaping into something that I know is going to benefit me. Because it's not going to be death. But yeah. So that just goes to show when someone dies and they come back to life, they get brought back as themselves, but in a different body. In a same timeline, different dimension.